available for our developers and our publishers.
Yeah, and I think with that, and when I meant not get into voice chat, I meant not address when it's going to come along. But with that, though, we always have, in the last 9 months, we have had developers and publishers come to us and say, okay, we've got this feature that we want to put in the game, and we go to our developer support and SDK team, and they go, well, it's not supported quite yet, but maybe we can get it in at such and such a date. So we're constantly being pushed, I think, from both the third parties and our first party development teams, and then it gets rolled into the roadmap at whatever time it can be supported.
So the mobile phone is used by like everyone across the world, and there's loads of people out there that run the gamut from children to seniors, and not everyone has a credit card. And what about those type of users? How will they get involved in the N-Gage experience?
Basically, I mean, we are offering several billing methods. Credit card is one, but then of course we are working with the operator billing. Like we discussed earlier, the operators are partners in this ecosystem, and they are critical partners, because purchasing with your phone bill is still the easiest way today, and we have today over 20 countries, over 50 operators supported. So it's a good addition, and then of course looking at countries where the credit cards are not there, and maybe we are struggling to get the operator on board. So yeah, looking at things like scratch cards or various kiosk retail options. Yeah, it's a potential that we are of course looking at.
And I think the key thing there that you touched on is that in some countries, operators really don't have a gaming strategy, and they're really not interested in gaming. In countries where they are, like the UK or the key European countries or elsewhere, obviously we want to partner with operators. But in cases where they aren't, we have a number of alternative ways of purchasing content or purchasing games or access to games.
So finally, let's say it's a year after you've launched the N-Gage. Where do you see the service?
I think a year from now, the mobile gaming industry will be looking at, well, let me back up a second. I think what we've heard here at GDC over and over is the mobile games business is in transition. And N-Gage is clearly on the leading edge of that transition, but it's no longer a promise. It's happening now. I mean, we're live now, and now we scale. And as you scale, you take advantage of volume and new feature sets. And I think people will look at N-Gage as really driving, this new transition and new kind of way of doing business, accessing games in the mobile space. It's taking us to that next level. We talk about next generation. Well, this is kind of the next generation. It will have a big impact on the business, on the industry.
It's simple, like we're at GDC at the moment. In a year's time, I expect our Nokia Games published titles, as well as our third-party published titles on N-Gage, to be amongst the award winners of many mobile game competitions. And I think that'll be clear. People will be seeing the results of those efforts from the developers, the publishers, and the peers in the industry will go, wow.
And I think one of the things that I like to talk about when people ask this question is that we need to legitimize mobile gaming. We really need to make this a legit experience and a legit business, just the way I think Sony did in the early days with the PlayStation. And I really think that we're going to help do that.
And Nokia is committed to gaming. Like, we're doing this for the love of gaming. Like, it's very powerful to us. It's important, and we're not here for the short term. It's a long-term commitment, and we'll see that.
Yeah, it's really, we are kind of throwing in the seeds now, and with the first access and continuing with the commercial launch, and how we scale from there is that there we need the dialogue with the community, get the feedback in, get the things on our roadmap, get the ideas for new games, seek for the innovation, and add new features on the platform and scale from there. It's just, this is the beginning now.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And before you cut off, I'm going to quickly say, we've got a competition, innovation competition, that we challenge developers out there to take the ideas that Ansi was talking about, what we've been doing here at the show, about how can you drive new forms of mobile gaming, and actually enter into a competition where we will look at the results and then publish a game. So have a look at it. You can go to, and I've got it right here. I'll just check it on my phone. It's beautiful messaging. It's going to be something along the lines of developer.ngage.com/innovation. Go check it out. Ciao.
Excellent.